on our Ustream site where the Eagle Cam can be seen by people from around the world, and we do have people from around the world visit this cam. We have a chat section on the website where people can talk with each other about what's happening, what they're seeing on the nest, and share different eagle information with one another. We also have moderators. We have volunteer moderators. They're from different parts of the country, but we've selected them because we found that they know a lot of information about eagles, and they do a good job talking to the other viewers that come in and chat. And we have people, volunteers, of course myself, I'm a moderator. Craig is a moderator. They call him Blue. His screen name is Blue on the chat. We have Carolyn Stallcup in Nashville, and Jim Bowie. We have Jolene Crushing. They call her JC on her screen name here. We have Carolyn 12, also one of our moderators, and we have Yami. He's on here all the time. His name is Mike from Michigan. And we have the very dedicated Gretchen from Florida. She not only keeps an eye on our nest, but also some wild nests in Florida as a volunteer. And one of our moderators right now, you can tell right here, this is Owl, and she's a very good moderator as well. So we have several people that just volunteer their time, and they're on this thing day and night. They're trying to keep people informed about what they've seen, and they keep in touch with each other throughout the week, the different moderators, to try to get updated information about what's been happening in the nest. And so it's a very friendly, user-friendly chat that we have here. So we thank all of our moderators. They're, like I said, they're volunteers, and they do a great job, and they're amazing people. And this summer they've even decided to convene and come to Dollywood and see the live nest over here because they're so interested in it. And hopefully I'll be able to go out to dinner with them all. This is my buddy Craig, and he's the gentleman that does all the sound, lighting, and video for our Wings of America Birds of Prey show here at Dollywood. But he's also a volunteer of the Eagle Foundation and one of our moderators on the Eagle Cam, but also a technician who fixes a lot of the problems. If we have Eagle Cam problems, Craig's always on the job, and we appreciate you, Craig. Craig, I'm going to ask you a couple questions in a minute, but first off, I wanted to show you, we have 4 cams, and each cam has a dedicated computer, and it goes through this system, of course, out to the internet on our Ustream site, and also on our eagles.org site. And so I'm just going to have Craig show you a few of the bells and whistles, like what we do with our sound and recording, and the zoom stick that we have where we can zoom in and get close-ups. And I do a lot of that remotely. Craig does a lot of it remotely, but he does a lot of it on site here when he's doing the bird shows. So he's here nearly every day and is operating this for us while I'm on the road and other people can't do it. So anyways, Craig, if you could tell Kevin a little bit about some of this equipment.
We have 4 camera lines coming in to each one of these 4 computers. They also go into the DVR, the digital video recorder, which records everything that's going on in the nest 24 hours a day, even at night. We have an infrared camera that records what the birds are doing at night. And we also have a microphone in the nest that's picking up all their cheeping sound in there. Got that speaker right there. And you can hear them cheep, hear the birds call to each other. And I can choose any of the 4 cameras to bring up on that monitor there. Now there we're watching, there's a side view, that's our pan tilt zoom camera there, which lets me zoom in or zoom out. There's a different view there, the other side. Indy's working on her nest right now. There's the top view. We're looking straight down on her here. And there's another side view. That's a pretty good close-up there. If you'd like to see what we're watching right here, you go to eagles.org. I can show you where that is. Click on Eagle Nest Cam, American Eagle Foundation, Eagle Nest Cam, and it'll bring up this picture right here. And then we have people in the chat room talking about what they're seeing on the screen there. We have several different views. You click on multi-view here, and you can go to one of the other cameras and watch it. There are 4 to choose from, 4 different angles.
I'm standing here with 2 employees from the American Eagle Foundation, Mike Acuff and Karen Wilbur, and they're here at the Wings of America stage at Dollywood. They perform bird shows here, educational programs to thousands of people here at Dollywood every year. And they're also, in between shows, they get to be right on site where all of our Eagle cams come into our computer system, and so they're monitoring the babies throughout the day as well. And they've been doing this for many years. And so I just want to kind of get, you know, your feelings about what you saw on the cameras so far this year with the babies hatching and all that. Karen, how do you feel about all that?
I love it because I can sit back there and keep an eye on the babies, and the little sibling rivalry is pretty funny when they start fighting with each other. But I think it's fantastic that we can also have it over in the Eagle's Nest gift shop, where the guests from Dollywood can go over there and see it also.
Mike, what do you feel about the whole thing this year?
Well, and it's always nice to be able to see exactly, you know, what they do each time, just like with the chicks and all the things like that when they get ready to, the parents come in to feed them, and how the parents actually take them at even 1 day old, what they're doing with the babies. And it's pretty interesting just to see that, because normally you don't get to see that. I mean, you know, nobody would get to see that in the wild unless we've got it like this. So it really makes it interesting for the people and us as well.
Thank you, Mike and Karen. And we appreciate the good job you guys do over here, entertaining the public, educating them, and for keeping an eye on our babies during the daytime when you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm standing near the front gate of Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, a 1 million cubic foot naturally landscaped exhibit. And we have about over a dozen eagles that live here. We've got 3 nesting pairs in here. One of them is the nest of Independence and Franklin. I'm going to go up to the nest very quickly, and I'm going to actually drop some food in the nest. I've got a quail and a trout. I want to make sure that there's enough food in the nest so that the parents won't have to bring food up to the nest, at least for today. And this will give me an opportunity to get another close check on the babies to see if everything is fine up there.
These ear swifts, there are thousands. In that tree right there is the smallest falcon. Those are called mustache birds.
These are all birds that are permanently disabled, that haven't paired together yet to the point where they can breed. We do have 3 other compartments in here. One to my left, there is a pair up here that has a youngster in the nest, and then we have another pair, Volunteer and Hero, down at the end compartment. But I'm inside Picamate, and I'm going to be walking through Picamate up to the Independence and Franklin nest. And you can see in here that it's all naturally landscaped. Even though these birds can't survive in the wild and they have permanent disabilities, they have a very natural place to live out their life. They're given, you know, all the food they need to eat, all the medical care they'll need, and so they've got it really pretty good, except for the fact that they can no longer survive in the wild due to permanent injuries. And so we're going to walk up through here and head up to Independence and Franklin's nest.
I can get away with saying that. All right, if you have a question, if you know the answer, just yell it out. What do vultures eat? What do you think? Yeah.
Inside of Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, each compartment in here has several of these water tubs, so that the birds can not only get water whenever they want, but they can also take a bath. They're large enough for the entire bird to get in there and wash themselves. And this water is changed on a regular basis. And the food is delivered every day, sometimes twice a day for the ones that have youngsters. Because it does get hot and we put fish and quail out in the morning for their morning meal, sometimes that'll kind of heat up during the day, and we have to come in the afternoon, take that out and put fresh food in to make sure that the babies are getting all the nutrition that they need, and the parents. mission successful. I had to do a quick checkup of the babies while I was up there feeding. I had to wear these rubber gloves and make sure that if I had anything on my hands, I didn't want to transmit it to the youngsters. I picked each eaglet up, and they all look very, very healthy. Looks like they've been all eating well. There's no other problems. So hopefully these youngsters will grow to be 13 weeks of age, and we'll release them on Douglas Lake this year.
I would like to dedicate a song to you.